Hey TikTok family, it's just me, your girl, a little bit of a different one today. So basically I want to just speak about my recent diagnosis for ADHD and what that brought up for me and how I've chosen to navigate through that. So I was recently diagnosed with ADHD. I'm 41 years old, okay? For those of you who don't know me, I'm a soul surgeon and tantric alchemist. I run an international practice all over the world where I help to support people all over the world to turn their pain into power and to create wealth and abundance for themselves, right? So it was really, really interesting, my journey, because I never, despite all the work that I do, never, ever, ever, ever would have said that I'm someone who was neurodivergent or I'm someone who had ADHD. And it was only through going through the procedure with my son and going into his diagnosis that I recognized all of the symptoms that I was holding myself. And so once I got my diagnosis, I went through all of the processes. It's like a grief process that I went through, because it was as if I was seeing my life flashing before my eyes, you know, all the times that I used my coping mechanisms, all the times that relationships or friendships broke down because I wasn't able to maintain them, or the person that I was with or was around at the time didn't get me or didn't understand me. And it was a really, really intense process. Like, it was like a rebirth I've never been through before. But the reason why I'm doing this video today is for something just a little bit different. It's not to take away from my diagnosis. It's not to take away from anybody who's just been diagnosed as neurodivergent in any shape or form. But where I'm at with it now is like, holy shit, like, I've got to 41 years of age. I'm now a single parent. I'm a homeschooling mum. I run a very successful business. And yes, I'm going through this unmasking process, but look how far I have come. Look at what I have achieved. Something else that came up for me when I got diagnosed was I found myself almost needing to cling to the label of it. And I'm not one that's for labels anyway, you know. And yes, I'm neurodivergent. I own that loud and proud. Do you know what I mean? This is me. But I'm also just going to take a moment to celebrate myself. And I want anyone else out there who's gone through a recent diagnosis of ADHD to just kind of take a moment and just sit with yourself and say, holy shit, I've got this far. Yes, it's been difficult. Yes, I was masking. Yes, I had all these coping mechanisms. Yes, sometimes I feel like a failure. Yes, sometimes my brain feels like it's not working right. But despite that, I've still showed up. I've still made choices to create a life that is conducive to what it is that I truly desire. And for anyone out there who hasn't reached that space in their life yet, but you are making attempts to get there, just be really super kind to yourself. Like, this is a really emotional journey, and I'm sure my journey is not going to end here. I'm sure there's going to be many, many more layers that are going to be peeled away. But again, I just wanted to drop in today and just say, first of all, big up to me, because wow, I made it this far. And also big up to all of you who have been recently diagnosed. I know how difficult this is. And I also know how much it can bring up for you. So just be super kind to yourself, and I absolutely love you. Take care.